Tired thinker. Here we are in the middle of December. I can't believe it. And one of the reasons I can't believe it's the middle of December is because I'm not feeling burnt out. I'm not feeling exhausted. I'm not feeling like, oh, I'm crawling to the finish line of 2022. And that's how I felt at the end of 2021 and at the end of 2020. Probably even felt like that at the end of 2019 when I think about that year. Uh, and so 2022, I'm not feeling that way. So I got curious about that. Like, why am I not feeling this burnout like I typically do at the end of the year? Like, can't wait for stuff to wrap up. So excited for a break. Right now, this week, I'm like, oh, that's the last facilitation I'm going to do until January. Like, I'm going to miss it. Or, oh, that's the last coaching conversation. So, what's different for me that I am not feeling burned out? And all day, my brain's had different, kind of surface level tips and reasons for that. Important reasons, like taking care of my physical health, paying attention to my physical well being the last 2 months, really committing to that has made a huge difference. But that's not the deep sort of underneath the hood reason. And what I came up with, and what I think the actual shift that I made in 22, can you guess what it might be? What might make a difference to my own resilience, not feeling burned out? It, of course, has to do with vulnerability. Of course, connects to shame. All of the important tenets of Dare to Lead. So thank you, Dare to Lead, for allowing me to sit in that learning over and over again. And what's been different this year, I think, for me is that I have embraced the vulnerability of asking for what I need, asking for what Diane needs, rather than letting everybody else's needs and priorities come first. So underneath all of the tactical things that have supported me this year, underneath it all is fundamentally being uncomfortable about asking for what I need and doing it anyway. Doing it anyway, even though it's incredibly uncomfortable for me to ask what I need from my team within IRG, with my husband, with my kids, with my friends. Asking for what I need has always been challenging for me. And, it connects to shame because it's connected to that shame gremlin of not feeling worthy enough or not feeling good enough. And who am I to deserve to be first or to be supported? All of that is really tied to shame, or my shame story, my shame gremlins. And so, I've lived my life and I love showing up for other people. That is what I do with my work. I love that. And that is only sustainable. That output from me is only sustainable going forward if I'm willing to embrace the vulnerability of asking for what I need and accessing that more often. So that is my new call to courage, my new insight into ways for me to prevent burnout and to be able to show up at my best, be my best, is to ask for what I need. And connected to that, of course, becomes prioritizing my own needs. And that can be uncomfortable. So I thought I'd share that today and ask you to think about 2023 and what's an uncomfortable, vulnerable, yet courageous act or mantra or behavior that you could embrace, that could be that lever, that linchpin to accessing a whole bunch of other stuff that you want. in your life or in your leadership? You know, what's the one uncomfortable behavior or the uncomfortable mindset that you could embrace going into 2023? So I hope that serves you. I'm going to be thinking about that question myself. I know I've been practicing asking for what I need in 2022. I'm going to think about what I need in 2023, and I'll circle back and I'll let you know in early January what's the behavior that I'm going to practice intentionally that's uncomfortable, and yet it's time. Next week is our final newsletter of 2022. We're going to have some tips about how to navigate the holidays. Today, please check out our offerings. One of my goals for 2023 is to map out the whole year of our programs so that you can see and plan for with your team in a longer runway. So look forward to more forward planning from me and the IRG team. And most of all, I hope that this little video has inspired you to think about something that will support you to stay resilient, to stay in your values, and to just support you accessing the best version of you. Take care. I appreciate you so much.